Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be planning the week of January 13th to the 19th in my B6 journey planner, and this is how last week turned out. So I tried my best to not do things after dinner time, but I ended up doing it and I did not write it in. But you can see it in my dailies that I did work a little bit after dinner time, which I think it's justifiable because I did take a longer break during the day than before, or so it kind of I use that hours at nighttime. But yeah, when I'm on a roll I cannot stop apparently. So I was actually working on a project that I really wanted to work on before and never had the courage to do so. So all of a sudden Saturday came around and I decided, let me just dive right into designing this thing. And yeah, pretty much you probably notice it in my dailies. So this is how this last week turned out. And there's some days where I write down things that I want to work on, like orders, like the SKU numbers that I have to print and cut. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. And if I don't, I put it in another notebook that's like a scratch notebook for me. And I actually decided to keep the pencil line instead of just erasing it after a day ends. I'm fine with having it there because it's like a good division between my hourly, or like the time section, and then my to-do list slash things that, yeah, pretty much my to-do list and bring up. So yep, this is how it turned out. And I did watch President Carter's state funeral. It was very, I don't know, I'm very emotional when it comes down to things like these, especially, or like in movies and such, TV shows. Like, it was so thoughtful of like all the stories and all of his I don't think I'm saying the right word, but pretty much like he felt like all of the people honored him, and I just felt like it was so emotional. Although it was an emotional day, it was just a celebration of his achievements and life. So, and the fact that he lived to 100 is crazy, because not that many people can say that, but I know there's people, well, I don't know personally, but there are people older than 100 which are, and they're still alive, and that is freaking amazing. So anyway, beyond that, pretty much I did work on, or I did do my interview prep, and Friday I had my interview, and let's just say, I wouldn't say it was a waste of time. It was a learning experience again, but it also felt, I'm gonna say it was a waste of time, because this interviewer, halfway through the interview, already had it in his mind. Like, I felt that, like, he knew he wasn't going to move me forward, and the attitude just changed and shifted, and it was like, it just didn't feel welcoming at that point. And it got to a point where he was kind of like demeaning me, and it didn't feel welcoming. And especially at this big company that always, like, I see all their Instagram, all of their social media, like, saying how the culture is amazing and such. I was just like, if you're gonna be my boss, I don't want you to be my boss. If you're the one who's going to, or like the hiring person, and then I'm gonna be working under you, it just felt, no, degrading. It just, I don't know. Like, it got to a point where, so initially, I will tell more about this in my plan with me, but I guess I'll just say it now since it's fresh in my mind. But pretty much, like, in the beginning, like, as I was talking, he would turn on and off his camera. Like, I know he was sneezing, but it was very distracting as well. And it just wasn't pleasant to see that on and off camera. It was very distracting. And two, the second thing was when, like, I would be talking and then all of a sudden he just interrupted me and then took over the conversation, or took over the interview again. And I was just like, okay, I guess you don't really want to hear what I have to say and sell myself. But yeah, it was a learning experience, and I don't know. Maybe I'll try some smaller companies, or maybe this governmental or government jobs. I don't know. We shall see. But for my mental well-being for this interview, I'll just scratch it and put it on the rung and say goodbye. So yeah, that is what happened for that interview. It was just not worth it. And then on Saturday, I was working on my Tomo River paper design. I'll leave it as that. But I guess I do want your feedback, and if you do use a Tomo River paper book or planner, like how I'm using, last year I used the Sterling Ink B6 planner. This year I'm using the Nisha Fernando design B6 Journey planner, and I kind of want to create one for myself, but I never last year I dabbled looking into it and did some research on it, and the startup of just creating like the prototype, it is quite expensive. But yeah, I don't know. But I wanted to know what you guys would like to see in this specific paper type notebook, where it includes the monthlies, the weeklies, and the dailies. My idea, I guess I'll just say it at this point, because why gatekeep at this point? So pretty much I was thinking of having the monthlies and the weeklies and the dailies all together, where it is the monthly first, like that's the first spread, and then you flip into the first week. And it's like similar to how the planners that I offer in my shop, where like the hybrid planner, where it's the monthly, weekly spread, then the following, like there's a grid page, and then dailies, if that makes sense. And then it goes into, after Sunday, the next week begins, and then it repeats until that end of the book, and then you would have notes pages at the end. So yeah, I don't know. I have seen a lot of people request like things like that, and I kind of feel like, yeah, it kind of makes sense, but it's also very good where you can only just, or if you need to flip to the monthlies, it's right there in one section, and then if it's weekly, it's flipped into another section. Like, I get that concept as well, but I think I like it all together, like 1 month all together, and then at the end of the year, like instead of flipping back and to the front, I would just be in this section, if that makes sense. So I don't know, you guys can let me know about that, my idea, and we can always evolve into it. So anyway, I've been rambling for 7 minutes as usual, so I apologize. So I guess I'll start off with my lines for dinner, and I totally forgot to write what I had for dinner today, which was chicken, steamed chicken, with scallion, ginger. There's this thing that I've always grown up eating, and I love it. So I don't know how to explain it. I just know it in Chinese or Cantonese. So that I will leave it as that. So pretty much I'm going to mark my dinner, which usually happens around 6 to 7:30. 8 the latest, but we shall see, depending on where we are in the situation. Okay, so I marked out my dinners, and again, I'm using the Energel Clenna, and this I got from Hong Kong. It is, oh my goodness, is it going to focus? It's Sweet Melody, or My Melody, Sweet Melody, what? My Melody, their collaboration with Energel, so yeah. I was like, ooh, I like this, even though I don't like pink. But it's fine, it's cute, because I like my Melody. So anyway, so starting off on Monday, last week I said I was going to mark out my videos, but then I decided, or I forgot to. So I'm going to remember this time, but I'm going to do it after the line. So I usually post my videos at 8 a.m., not 8 p.m. So last week, because I did not film the plan with me until like later in the day, and that is why it was late. And then this one will be the 2024 flip. And then the memory plan with me's will restart next week, which you'll see week 1, which would be December 30th to January 5th. So technically 3 weeks behind, but gives me enough time to make the scripts. So yeah. Anyway, and then Friday's video will be my January kit lineup. I did film. I already have kits until May, I think. Let's see. Yep. All the way up to May. Pretty much I'm just using whatever I had stashed, and then also what I purchased for or from Black Friday and Cyber Monday from either Scribble Press Co. or Crush Press. And then I'm hoping to use kits for my job, but I have so many kits that I purchased over the years. I'm just like, okay, it's time to just use them. So yeah. And then I purchased more kits, and then I'm just like, okay, this is a continuing loop that I'm in. So anyway, I pretty much scheduled out all of the kits till May, not March. But I haven't done the kit lineup. I only did it for January and February because I know I'm going to have that done and set. So anyway, also, it is my friend's birthday on Thursday. And oh my goodness. And I realized this pen has started to skip even though it has a full, a good chunk of ink left. Kobe's birthday. And then it is also EXO Kitty Season 2 premiere, and I am so happy they're not doing part 1 this day and then part 2 another day, and I'm just like, thank you for giving me all the episodes at once. So anyway, so Thursday I'm actually also going to hang out with my friends that I made last year for during election, and I'm just very grateful that came out last year. Or oh my goodness, do I know English? My goodness. The good thing that came out of 2024 was making new friends. And yeah, pretty much we'll be hanging out, and we're usually very late with each other, so 12:30ish. Or they said 12, but usually it's 12:30. And we'll probably be hanging out. Oh, you see this? It's skipping. Why are you doing this to me, pen? Oh my goodness. Scribbles. It's not liking me today. Maybe I should just use a regular one or change the ink. Okay. Hang out with Alexa, Amy, and I was gonna do the and sign, but what is it? There's a word for it, but I don't remember what it's called. So that is that. I totally went out of order, so I apologize. Monday I actually am going to cut my hair because 2 more weeks. Yes, 2 more weeks on Wednesday. It'll be Lunar New Year, and usually you do these things before Lunar New Year. So I am on top of my game this time. I don't think it's going to take that long because I'm just going to get my hair cut. Haven't decided what I want because technically I want my front of my hair to be longer. But my bangs, because I cut them before by myself, I can cut my bangs by myself except my back. So the backs is not very even to my face framing bangs, if that makes sense. So I haven't decided what I want to get. I do want to cut off a good 3 inches. I do have bleached hair at the tips. So, and this was long time ago, at least 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. No, 2 years ago that I had purple hair. So yeah, I think I'm just going to cut this off, and it did take a while just to grow back, or grow to this length. It was ridiculous. Anyway, long story short, I'm going to get my hair cut, and then I also most likely beforehand, we'll go to the post office to drop off orders. And then I also need to go to Staples. Return. Even though that went into 2 p.m., it's fine. It's just for me to check off. Okay, that is Monday. And then on to Tuesday, I have my therapy appointment. So actually so my therapist called out sick for Tuesday when I had my therapy appointment. So then they were able to get me into Wednesday, but then I wasn't feeling good, or technically, yeah. Technically, I wasn't feeling that great, but I was still willing to talk, but then I just was like, I didn't really want to talk this week, if that makes sense. So we're keeping this appointment that I originally had. It was already scheduled, like, we're just playing by ear if it's good to do bi-weekly or weekly. Even though I said last week I graduated to bi-weekly, I think so. So anyway, my appointment is usually 45 minutes. Therapy appointment. Okay. And I think that is it. Yep. I don't have anything scheduled from my monthly calendar. Nope. So then after that, on to Wednesday, I'm actually going to go see my niece. I'm so excited. She is turning 1 month old, which is crazy because how time flew by. So we're gonna have dinner at my cousin's place. So I don't know what time that is, because my cousin, he's a guy, and then my cousin-in-law is the one who gave birth. But anyway, I still distinguish both of them as my cousins. But anyway, my cousin, the guy, he pretty much does the night shift. So he usually so the girl, oh my goodness, my niece's mom, oh my goodness, that's how I should explain it. My niece's mom usually wakes up at 6. So yeah, pretty much from midnight, I guess, to 6 a.m. My niece's dad is usually on shift. So that's how, I guess, that's how they made it work, and to each their own. So pretty much my cousin sleeps in until 1 or 2 p.m. So I'm just like, okay, so I shouldn't come early, if that makes sense. So we're just going to do dinner instead, but yeah, this little girl is so cute. So anyway, can't wait to meet her. I don't even know how to write it. See, no. I'll just say baby Selena visit. Visit baby Selena. So that is exciting. And then I'm probably not going to even be able to watch any TV shows, but maybe in the early afternoon. So I will have Little Trent, Doc, that's a new show on Fox, I believe. High Potential, The Rookie. I'm writing very terrible. It's very hard to write right there. So, and that is too high. Let me grab this book. Maybe that will make it better. The Irrational. Okay. That's that. And I don't know, for some reason the app is telling me that Medfire and PD is supposed to have an episode on the 15th initially, but now it's saying it's not. It's going to be the following week, which I'm just very confused about. So then I checked online. It's saying next week we'll have an episode. So I'm just going to write it for now, and if it gets pushed till next week, and also their previews are saying next week or next Wednesday, so I'll just write it as that. And also, I thought Wild Cards was one of them, which is technically wrong because I never watched it because it technically premiered in Canada on the 8th. So this does not apply to me until February 3rd, which I'm just like, why? Why you do this to me? So anyway, and the app doesn't like distinguish if it's between America or Canada when it premieres, so it just shows when it premiered. Anyway, so on to Friday. There is a new movie called Back in Action on Netflix that's coming out. Oops. Oh my goodness. Almost messed it up, which I technically did. It looks a little wonky. That's fine. On Netflix, and then there's TV show The Pit, which is on Max, and then what did I use last week? TS. Oh gosh. And then Found is also back. And that is pretty much it. There is something else happening. Oh, I think there's a book coming out. Yes. There's a book coming out, which technically I haven't finished reading book 2 yet. Or no, I'm on book 3. What am I talking about? Right? Yes, I'm on book 3. Book 4 is coming out. Emperor of Havoc. But I'm not going to... Oh. Apologies. My security dog, aka Copa, announced that my brother was here. So anyway, pretty much, I think I was talking about this book, even though I'm not done reading the book 3. I just want to mark it out that it will be releasing Emperor. Oh gosh, I'm not gonna have enough room, and this pen is still skipping. I gave the E and the M too much space. Havoc release. Okay, that is that. And then my niece, which I'm gonna go see, she's turning 1 month old. So exciting. That's pretty exciting. Like how time flew by and she's already a month old. So that is pretty much my, excuse my hair, my plan with me. And also this is how my tracker has been turning out, which is pretty good. Even though I said I wasn't going to plaque orders or design or do any shop related stuff on the weekends, I ended up just doing it because I was on a roll. So when you're on a roll, you just do it. And also for some reason, on Saturday, I decided to sleep more than 9 hours of sleep. I just said, what? I must have been really tired. So, anyway, I haven't wrote down, like, I haven't decided if I'm going to keep these colors as, like, my mood tracker, because they feel very close together. So I might have to, like, refigure, or, like, figure out which colors I want to keep and which colors I should move away from. And yeah, that is pretty much that. And then here is my meal tracker. Obviously I haven't filled out Saturdays or Sunday, which technically I had dumplings and I guess I'll write steamed chicken. And then I didn't fill out my water, even yesterday's. I've been averaging 4 cups of water a day. Not great, but not bad. I didn't track last week because I don't even remember what I drank. So anyway, that is pretty much the plan with me. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.